Hey there and welcome back to another Demon Slayer Season 3 review. And today we're going to be talking about the latest episode to drop, episode 6, Aren't You Going to Become a Hashira? Which follows off from the pretty epic cliffhanger of Tanjiro and Genya cutting the heads off all 4 of the demons in sequence, before Genya turns around and reveals that he seems to be a demon, which explains his regeneration, I guess. Anyway, once again, this season's some of the best TV of the year. And honestly, it's probably my favourite anime currently being made, so there's nothing else for it but to just jump right into things. So yeah, like I said, last episode finished off on that cliffhanger ending of Genya turning around and revealing that he's all veiny and demony with those big dark eyes. He's snarling, looking like he's ready to attack Tanjiro. And then just a tiny little recap of last episode, just to set the scene before the intro theme. And then when we return, it's right back into things. Tanjiro notices the 4 demons aren't disintegrating, they're just laying there screaming and slowly regenerating, which, well, instantly I feel like it becomes clear that there's going to be yet another demon they have to defeat. And yeah, Tanjiro pretty much tells you straight away that this is the case. Genya then appears, yelling at Tanjiro that he is going to be the one to defeat the upper rank and become a Hashira, which then kickstarts one of the funniest moments of the episode. Because usually in this sort of situation in an anime, I feel like when the rival lays down a challenge, the hero is going to pick it up and tell them that they in turn are going to give it their best shot as well, which simply makes the rival even angrier and more upset, and cements a future rivalry. But here, Tanjiro decides, nah, I'm not going to challenge him. Instead, me and Nezuko are going to give him our full support to fulfill his dreams. And he just smiles at him. Smiles as he talks about how they need to work together to find and defeat the 5th demon. Which of course completely throws Genya off guard, as he slowly realizes that Tanjiro is being legitimate with him. That he simply is that nice. Seriously, Genya's blank face of confusion, that's gotta be one of the funniest moments of the season so far. It's just so ridiculous. And then the episode uses this moment of levity to make the return to combat a bit more shocking and unexpected, as immediately after this they get sneak attacked by the lightning dude who's already back ready to fight. And so Tanjiro goes off to hunt down the 5th demon, whilst Genya and Nezuko team up to hold off the other 4. And I also love the interaction between them here as well. Nezuko's peaceful little face and Genya's pure confusion. Honestly, this arc's giving so much depth to these new characters, it's insane. I'm loving it. And then the battle begins once more, and it's suitably epic. Once again, I think the real plus side of this battle in particular is the unpredictability of everything. There's so many different possible matchups and combinations of characters to fight that you're on the edge of your seat the entire time, wondering what's going to happen next and when the next character's going to just come out of nowhere and obliterate somebody. Tanjiro's getting blasted around by the fan, lightning is getting shot around randomly, the sad dude appears and impales Nezuko at one point. It's just complete and utter chaos, but in the best way possible. We then briefly cut away to Tokido and the absolute freak demon that needs to die immediately, please. Just to remind us that that storyline is ongoing as well, because nothing really happens there this episode, which, yeah, that was a little bit disappointing. Definitely would have liked a bit more from this section, but you know, I get it, can't fit everything. And you wouldn't want to rush it anyway. But then we return to the main battle, where Tanjiro and Nezuko, despite being outnumbered, are whooping some significant ass. Like seriously, these dudes have gone from insanely powerful to kind of a joke now. They can hardly do anything at all before Tanjiro slashes them with his new power sword. Guess he's ascended to the next level. And during the fight, he even has time to smell out the location of the 5th demon and call out directions to Genya, whilst fending off the demons. Anyway, Genya's been struggling to find the demon this entire time, only to discover him with Tanjiro's help, and what do you know, it's the original crying coward demon, and he's also tiny, which, quite humorously, pisses Genya off quite a lot. God, this show's good. In the midst of this epic violent confrontation, you're able to have the tone pivot to humour almost immediately as Genya chases the tiny demon through the woods, loudly complaining, only for his attacks to fail, and for him to realise he's about to get killed in an ambush, suddenly turning everything a whole lot more serious in the blink of an eye. It's just a roller coaster right now. Anyway, he laments that he never got to see his brother, the Wind Hashira, again, and he never got to apologise to him for what he said, as we slip into his backstory, and yeah, holy shit, this is some legit, seriously sad backstory. Turns out that Mitsuri, talking about her own family earlier this season, is actually quite reflective of Genya's original life. There was Genya and his older brother, but also a bunch of younger siblings. And they all lived together, and they loved each other, they were happy, especially with their mum, who doted on them, who worked hard to provide for them, and protected them from their abusive dad before he was murdered. Anyway, one night their mum doesn't come home, so the eldest, the now Hashira, goes out to find her, whilst Genya stays and looks out for the other kids, only for their mum to return as a demon and kill all the youngsters, before scarring the eldest two, the now demon slayers, before finally being put out of her misery in the sunlight. Yeah, that's a pretty heavy scene. Genya screams as he sees all his little siblings die, Jesus. And then seeing his mum dead at his brother's hands, before you flash back even further to show that the two brothers had made a promise between themselves to always be there to protect their mum and their siblings. And then you see the elder brother disown Genya later on. It's so sad. Damn. I want to go back to laughing at the little demon. I wasn't ready for this, damn it. And yeah, just once again, another example of how well written this show is. This story is so concise, so good. Every moment just enhances what came before. Anyway, back in the present, Genya keeps tugging on the heartstrings, lamenting how he'll never see his brother again. And this was just a phenomenal voice acting performance, by the way. He goes on to talk about how he had no talent, that he can't use breathing techniques, which, well, that's actually a surprise. I figured everybody could learn them. And of course, the slow-mo is drawn out just long enough to get you super invested and at the edge of your seat waiting for Tanjiro or Nezuko to save the day, which Tanjiro does. And then Tanjiro blasts him with a good speech, the kind of speech that tells you not to give up and all of that stuff, and my god, I swear Tanjiro is just the god of forging really wholesome and beautiful bromances with literally every single character he meets. It's so heartwarming, I love it. He's such a good main character. Anyway, Sad tries to do a sneak attack, but Genya intervenes and comes out of it looking like Swiss cheese, but it's all good. I guess he can regenerate. After all, if that doesn't kill you instantly, then it's pretty clear that nothing will. I mean, shit, look at him. He then tells Tanjiro that it's up to him, and he keeps fighting the sad guy, with Tanjiro chasing down the tiny demon, and attempting to kill it to finish off the episode. And I doubt he succeeds here. I feel like there's far more to come from this fight going forward. And so yeah, we finish up the episode there. Yet another awesome week of glorious Demon Slayer. I swear week after week, the show just gets more and more intense, better and better. What a roller coaster of a season it's been so far. So hopefully we get to see more of the other fight going forward into next week as well, just to catch up with Tokido a little bit more. But my god, this whole fight has been great. Perfect. And so with all that being said, we'll end the video here, and I'd just like to remind you that these have been my opinions, and now I'd like to hear yours. What did you think of the episode? You like it, hate it? I'm curious for your thoughts, so make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know.